got a problem with white people. All the white people I deal with are fucking meth heads, and they piss me off. All the black people that have come into the store have been super nice to me. So there you go.
Well, yeah. I mean, people in reality, people are nicer to each other than the media wants you to think. They want you to think that that Anne Hathaway specifically wants black people to think that white people are constantly trying to kill black people, which is just, this is wrong. You don't do this. You don't try to.
It sounds to me like you're kind of cherry picking certain things that bug you.
No. Everything in the media. Do you watch Bill Maher? Do you watch any of these other shows?
I do watch
Rachel
Bill Maher.
Maddow,
I agree with
Don Lemon
him sometimes, and I think he's kind of a blowhard sometimes. But he has different guests on, and they get into hash out arguments, and I like that.
They want you to hate because they got called a name 20 years ago. You know, Rosie O'Donnell. I mean, Donald Trump called her a pig 20 years ago, so she hates him.
She kind of is.
And what's more, Donald Trump tried to sue Bill Maher because Bill Maher insinuated that Donald Trump's dad was an orangutan. It was a joke.
Funny. That was fun.
Now, these are the reasons why, because he puts people through hell legally. You know, he makes them go to court. He makes them file papers.
Yeah, and
Bill Maher doesn't want to file papers. He just wants to smoke weed all day and bang porn stars.
Well, let me tell you, Donald Trump gets sued all the time, and he gave depositions, and he just kind of got quiet. He's like, well, I don't know. And then he had to give money. He had settled with people. Okay, now let me ask you this.
He made Stormy Daniels pay his legal fees. And put her out in debt.
I think that all of his people around him are either flipping or getting charged with shit. You know, you might want to think about.
I would, if I were Donald Trump, my first concern would be who I hire, because these people, all they do is dig up dirt on him and then publish books. More people have made money off of telling ridiculous stories about Donald Trump than anybody.
I'm starting to be glad you don't vote, because you'd probably vote for him.
I don't know that I'd vote for him. I certainly wouldn't vote for anybody in my party right now. Not with what they're doing.
Well, aren't you going to vote for is it the mayor?
I'm not going to vote for De Blasio's a fucking moron. He doesn't know what to do.
Tall guy. Yeah.
I hate that guy. My God.
Yeah. Hey, come on! He married a black woman. What do you want from him?
He married a lesbian.
He married a lesbian black woman. He is America. He's the new America.
Can you hold on a second? One of my alarms is going off in the other room. Hang on.
Time to wake up, white people.
Please.
All right.
Please, without interruption.
Yes.
You have to support your president. You have to want your president to succeed. If your president fails, this country fails, and you fail by extension. And then you don't have to support everything the president does. You don't even have to like everything the president does. But you should not marginalize, dismiss, or insult people who vote for him. And you should not assume that people who vote for him are all a bunch of Nazis who hate everybody. That's what you have to do. And I'm seeing more and more that if you come out in defense of anything Trump says or does in a particular subject, you are then publicly shamed. This is what I'm seeing.
Okay.
All I have done,
yes,
is weigh both parties accordingly. Mm-hmm. I'm not for a wall. Okay, I think a wall is kind of dumb, but I did look up some numbers that are frightening. Between 2009 and 2016, there were 250,000 murders in Mexico. That kind of worries me a little bit. I think maybe we could have something that isn't necessarily a wall, because walls never work. But that's not part of my agenda. What I believe,
maybe that Mexico's a shitty country and that's why they're trying to leave? You ever think of that?
They're trying to leave so they don't get murdered.
They're trying to leave so they don't get murdered, so they can come to America and actually get a job and do a shit job, but make enough money to live on and send time to Mexico.
I'm sorry, but 250,000 murders over 7 years scares me. Murders.
Because the drug lords
these aren't even accidental deaths. These are murders.
No, these are murders. I know. That's why they're leaving. If it was a nice place, they wouldn't be trying to leave. But we're not trying to go into Mexico.
Okay, but it doesn't scare me as much as it would scare someone like you. You are on the West Coast. You know, yeah. I'm not. I'm on the East Coast. It would take a long time.
Oh, yeah, we got lots of Mexicans. And just about every Mexican I've ever done, any sort of Hispanic person I've ever dealt with, and they somehow make it up here. Kind of like the Africanized bees, somehow they make it all the way up north, you know. They come up here. They're all nice to me. I'm nice to them. This is America. They work hard. They
it depends on where you're going. I lived in Brewster. There was a lot of there were a lot of Dominicans and Ecuadorians, and they were extremely polite. And what's more, they seemed rather afraid of the white people up there.
It's a healthy fear.
But the thing is, white people kind of are scary up in Brewster. I mean, it's like I really like the city more. The city is much more of it's more integrated, and everyone. I mean, it's like so many different people in my neighborhood alone, and we all seem to get along.
Well, okay, let me, and I'll let you say your thing about Trump. Now I gotta say, okay, it's the people that support Trump, especially now. This man will be indicted. This man will be convicted of something.
I thought you said you were going to wait and see.
I'm gonna. Well,
seems like you've already made up your mind, dude.
These are my no. I have no power, but these are my opinions of what I think will happen. I am trying to keep an open mind, but when you're surrounded by everybody is flipping on you and saying you did this and you did that, and there's an investigation into you where there is smoke, there's fire. No. I mean, you could say the same thing about the Clintons.
You can say the same thing about you and me. The book came out called 3 Crimes a Day, and what it showed was that we are not aware. We are probably committing multiple crimes every day and just not knowing it. And if you investigate somebody with as much scrutiny as you're doing with Trump right now, it's quite shocking that they haven't found that much on Trump.
Well, first of all, the charges, whatever, the investigation is ongoing, so we don't know. Now, will you at least agree with me that regardless of whether Trump was involved or not, that Russia tried to fuck with our elections in some way? Do you agree with that?
I don't. I can't tell you because there's too much information coming out about Hillary's connection with Russia. So I mean, it's possible that because the Steele dossier is a work of fiction, it was purchased by the Hillary Clinton campaign.
No, it wasn't. But
yeah,
okay.
It was absolutely. It was. They
no,
proved
it wasn't.
That.
But okay.
No, Mueller actually said that. He said that the Steele dossier isn't real. This thing about Trump. Yeah, I'm sure he wanted to build a tower in Moscow, but I'm not too sure about you having.
This man has been Trump has been funded by Russian money for years because he kept going bankrupt. Remember, he kept trying to get money. Finally, got it from Russians.
I heard nothing. I heard nothing about any connection. Okay, but if I understand your question correctly, if anything came out about this. I would probably accept it. I'm not going to be one of these lunatics or anything. But the thing is, I'm not really seeing that. I don't think it's going to happen.
No, but I'm trying to tell you, the intelligence community, the Republican...
The intelligence community existed as a vehicle that nobody trusted up until now.
The general consensus among Republicans is that, yes, they will say this, yes,
okay, they hate
Russians tried to fuck with our election.
You're not understanding this, David. He's not a politician. He's not one of these elites. They want him out. They don't like him sniffing around. They don't like this drain the swamp mentality that he has. And they don't like the feverish connection that he has to his base.
Look, I love you, but you're
These
wrong
are elites, okay? These elites don't want anybody else in power but
he's
themselves.
A rich asshole. He's one of the elites.
He's not one of the elites. He's a Queens boy. He's
not. You're wrong.
Oh, come on.
You're wrong.
Ugh, lay off the crack pipe.
You got it, man. I only say this. I'm only pissed because I love you. You know, I want you to believe. Eventually, you'll either believe or not. I mean, look,
I don't believe anything anybody tells me. I certainly don't believe anything Trump would tell me, and I don't believe anything that anybody else would tell me.
Look, we have a mental rot in America that is not just about Trump. We have people that believe in like the ancient aliens. This pisses me off. Like I'm angry at like A&E because they perpetuate. People believe in like ancient aliens and crystals and the curse of Oak Island and that bullshit. And it's like all this weird shit that people like believe because they need to believe it instead of actually looking at the truth and facts and understanding things. And they believe conspiracy theories about whatever because their life sucks. And it's like, dude, life isn't this complicated.
Actually, life is good. I found that life is a good thing.
Well,
and let's move on, shall we?
All right. I know. Again, I only get mad because I love you. It's okay because I want you to be happy and I want you to see the truth. We're obviously going to disagree about this, and that's okay because this is America. We'll let the chips fall where they may. We'll both be safe because we're white men in America. You're not under threat by any group. You're okay. Right. Black women are not going to come.
You can't even smile at a Native American without being called a Nazi, please.
Well, Okay. The only thing I don't understand about that is why were all of those kids wearing those "Make America Great"?
Because they were fans of Trump. They are not some weird element. I'm sure there's a
okay, then they're little pricks, and I don't like them.
There's a contingent in your neighborhood that probably does too.
Oh shit! We have hate crimes all the time just in my neighborhood.
I'm not talking about hate crimes. I'm talking about Trump supporters. You probably have a bunch of
Nazi groups here.
Oh, Nazis! I've actually known skinheads. They don't behave the way the media characterizes them.
Nazis are good people. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that they come from all walks of life. No matter where, you're going to find people who do that. All right. This is going on a pre-roll. I'm using it.
Well, good, because I'm right and you're wrong.
No, I just want to show the divide between people.
Yeah, but again,
and it's right here.
So wrap this. Let me just say, we America, we disagree, but we're brothers, and we also talk about silly, stupid things. And we agree on that, and that's where we can sort of build a bridge.
Oh, and also, in this country, we have a right to disagree with each other.
Exactly, and we should. Now, but we shouldn't go out there and, like, set fires and attack people or anything. Look, I wouldn't. I might smack you around a little bit, but it's only because I love you. I wouldn't punch you in the face, maybe. I get angry. I'm pissed.
All right.
I'm trapped in the snow, and I'm pissed.
Well, stop being pissed.